of the living entities. Mithya abhiman mate. Diluted by false ego. Chakshushaha, blind. Chiram, for a very long time. Prashuptasya, sleeping. Tamasi, in darkness. Anashraye, without shelter. Shamtasya, fatigue. Pranamashu, to material activities. Anuvidhaya, attached. Diya, with the intelligence. Swam, you. Avirashihi, have appeared. Kila, indeed. Yoga, the yoga system. Bhaskaraha, the sun. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. My dear Lord, you are just like the sun, for you illuminate the darkness of the conditional life of the living entities. Because their eyes of knowledge are not open, they are sleeping eternally in that darkness without your shelter, and therefore they are falsely engaged in the actions and reactions of their material activities, and they appear to be very fatigued. Report by Srila Prabhupada. It appears that Srimati Devahuti, the glorious mother of Lord Kapildev, is very compassionate for the regrettable condition of people in general who, not knowing the goal of life, are sleeping in the darkness of illusion. It is the general feeling of the Vaishnava, or devotee of the Lord, that he should awaken them. Similarly, Devahuti is requesting her glorious son to illuminate the lives of the conditioned souls so that their most regrettable conditional life may be ended. The Lord is described herein as Yoga Bhaskara, the son of the system of all yoga. Devahuti has already requested the glorious son to describe Bhakti Yoga, and the Lord has described Bhakti Yoga as the ultimate yoga system. Bhakti Yoga is the sun-like illumination for delivering the conditioned souls, whose general condition is described here. They have no eyes to see their own interests. They do not know that the goal of life is not to increase the material necessities of existence, because the body will not exist for more than a few years. The living beings are eternal, and they have their eternal need. If one engages only in caring for the necessities of the body, not caring for the eternal necessities of life, then he is part of a civilization whose advancement puts the living entities in the darkest region of ignorance. Sleeping in the darkest region, one does not get any refreshment, but rather gradually becomes fatigued. He invents many processes to adjust this fatigue condition, but he fails and thus remains confused. The only path for mitigating his fatigue in the struggle for existence is the path of devotional service, or the path of Krishna consciousness. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Mukham karadi bhachalam bangam mangadegirim chakrapartamaham bande Shri Gurum Dinatarinam. It is the general feeling of the Vaishnav, or devotee of the Lord, that he should awaken them. How can we remain aloof or callous when the process of Krishna consciousness is so easy. It's so easy process. Kevala Ananda Kanda. Mahaprabhu's Doyamoy, Kripamoy, Param Kuruna Avatar, the most merciful, Param Kuruna Avatar, Bahuli Duijan, Nitai Gauda Chandra, Shab Avatar, Shara Shiromani. The Shiromani means the jewel on the head of all the avatars. Shiromani, the greatest jewel of all avatars. Because Kevala Ananda Kanda, it's so easy. It's so easy to practice Krishna consciousness. Mahaprabhu's, as Prabhupada mentions here, the general feeling of the Vaishnava. The general feeling of the Vaishnava. It's because this is Mahaprabhu's feeling. Udilo Aruna, Udilo Oruna, Purava Bhage, Dvijamani Gauda, Amani Chage. When he wakes up in the Udyalo Orun, when the reddish sky, you see in Mayapur, who's been to Mayapur? Navadip, Sri Mayapur, who's had the good fortune of visiting there? Some of us. Just by remembering Navadip Mayapur, we can purify ourselves of all sins. Remembering, seeing Mayapur. Gaurmandal Bhumi, you have to train devotees to do Dhutal Artals. There's so many songs we can sing. Sri Gaurmandal Bhumi, Jeba Jane Chintamani. It's transcendental. So Arun, Udyalo Orun is reddish in the morning. You've seen the sunrise? We're too busy to even see the sunrise. Get up in the vehicle. Sunrise came and went, we didn't even notice. Uddula Arun, the sun is rather reddish. You've seen the sunrise in Mayapur? It's very brilliant. It's burning red. Sunrise and sunset also. Arun. Purava on the eastern side. Dvijamani. He's the jewel of the twice born. Dvijamani, Gauda, the jewel of all the Brahmins of Navadip. Amani Jage, he gets up. And then what the first thing he does, Prabhupada says, the general feeling of the Vaishnava is to awaken them. Amani Jage, he wakes up from sleep. Bhakata Shamoha Loya, he takes the devotees. Shate. Gelo Nagara Braje. Gelo Nagor Braje, to the towns and villages. This is as soon as he gets up. Amani Jage, he wakes up. Bhakata Shamoha Loya, taking the devotees. Shate Gelo Nagara Braje, he goes out. Oftentimes in the Damodar month in Mongol Bhumi, we can hear the kirtan in the Bhor Belai, in the morning, the kirtan, in the Damodar month. It's very, very sweet. Usually we don't do kirtan at that time in the morning, at 5 a.m. But that's when Mahaprabhu would do the kirtan. Of course he would do all-night kirtan also, but after rest, get up and then go on kirtan at 5 a.m. In Mayapur you will hear, and in Damodar month, Kartik month, Mayapur you will hear the devotees who are doing on the boundary wall, the grihastas who have the businesses, they have a committee. They do many things. They organize Ganga Puja, they organize many things. So in Kartik month, every morning they do kirtan. You can hear them wandering around Gelo Nagara Braje, through the groves and the different villages of Navadip Nam, Gurnaga, Abhay Naga, Shochi Naga, and they wander and to do the kirtan. I also, in my years in preaching in Bangladesh, was fortunate in Kartik month to go in kirtan in the morning at that time. And the people would come and their homes, they would come out, they would offer fruits and arati, and we would be doing, and give rice, and we would collect the rice in a bag, all different types of rice, and then it's described that rice which is collected from begging is Mahaprabhu Priyo. That's good. So Mahaprabhu can do the kirtan. And Mahaprabhu's preaching style is very sweet. Mahaprabhu's preaching style. Kevala Anandakanda. Shah Avatar, Sharashiromani. Because there's no other like this. Even in Gita, at the end of Gita, we're chanting Krishna's name. Ishta Devata. At the end of Gita, Krishna says, not possible. Na idam. This, what I spoke to you. Na tapaskaya. Those who have not austere, you shouldn't speak Bhagavad Gita to them. Na tapaskaya, na bhaktaya kadachana, na chashushrusareva, cham na chamam yo abjushuyati. Those who are envious of me, those who are not engaged in hearing, those who are not performing devotional service, to them you should not speak Bhagavad Gita. So that's basically, that means everybody. I mean nobody. So tapaskaya, tapasvis, how many tapasvis amongst us today? Where life is hard enough as it is, what to speak of voluntarily accepting more tapasya. No tapasvis, it's hard enough as it is. So we're not eligible even to hear Bhagavad Gita. So what hope do we have? Only Goshandur, Pipa Moy, Doya Moy, Puti Pavan. Only. Because the other avatars you have to approach. Of Vishnu, the other avatars you have to approach. You have to, and Krishna says that Mam Eka Sharanam Ahantam Shava Prabhebhyo. I will purify all the sins, you surrender fully to me. So Mahaprabhu, he's not waiting for that. He's giving freely. Patra Patra Bichan Nahe, Nahe Shnan Ashtan. Patra, apatra, the pot is called patro. And apatro is an unclean pot. Patro, apatro. In the puja you use patro, in the bathroom you use apatro. That's also a pot. You don't use that for puja, that's apatro. Patra, apatra, bichana, hey. But Goshandur and the Panchatattva, they don't discriminate between patra and apatra. Patra, apatra, picha, nahe, shtan, ashtan, appropriate time, circumstances, place, etc. Jai jaha pai, taha kore prem dhon. Jai jaha, whoever they randomly come across. Taha, jai jaha pai, taha kore prem dhon. Prem dhon, they give you the wealth. They're giving. Even you don't want to accept, even you're not interested, but still they're giving. Tatai, tatai, bhajaloko, tatai, tatai. Thakur Bhaktivinoda, he's a poet, he's a kavi, the Vaishnavas are kavis, they're poets. Because this morning Mangaladi was like a festival, huh? Mangaladi this morning, dancing devotees. So, Pratyasha Kallana Gunanavasha. What we're singing, that the Gunanava, the ocean of good qualities. Pratyasha Kallana Gunanavasha. Vande Guru Shri Charanadavinda. The Sri Hari, he bestows divine qualities upon the devotee. Pratyasha Kallana Gun. Divine qualities he bestows upon his devotee. And the devotee reflects the divine qualities of Sri Hari and attracts the conditioned souls, like a magnet. You see great Vaishnava, many people are following, like a magnet. So Thakur Bhaktivinoda, he's a poet. Tatai, tatai, bhajaloko. The words that make the sound. Tatai, tatai, the sound of the drum. Tatai, tatai. When we're hearing, we can imagine, we can hear, we can... Sravanam Madde, by hearing we can see. By hearing Sri Gaudamo Dhulila Jar Karnya Probe Shila. Those whose ears, the Gaudamo Dhulila, the sweet like honey. Modhu. Gaudamo Dhulila. Jar karne probeshila, those ears, they enter Hridoy, Nirmal, Pelo, Otar, that completely purified. Just by hearing. Tatai, tatai, bachalo kalda. Gana gana, tahe chachiro ro. Preme dala dala, shonara anga. His shonar anga, his golden limbs. His shonar anga, his golden form. Preme dala dala. Dala dala means quivering. Quivering. Preme, when he's feeling, when he's hearing the kirtan. Tatai tatai bhajalo ko. Mridanga tapping. Gana gana tahi chachiro ro, the kirtan. Preme dala dala shonara anga. His golden form is quivering. Just see. On the horizon of Navadip as he's going from village to village. Golden form and the quivering. Preme dala dala shonara anga. Charane nupur bhaje. Nupur bhaje. Nupur. The ankle bells. Charane around his lotus feet are chiming. Bhaje as he dances. As he's going to with the kirtan. And can you see? Mukunda Madhava Yadava Hari Bolena Bolore Vadana Bhori Mukunda, this is his preaching. Mahaprabhu's preaching is very sweet, it's very attractive. It's not, he is not pounding us with philosophy. Bang, bang, bang. He is, how can you not join the Sankirtan movement? Mukunda, just see the golden quivering with the prema, and he's singing Mukunda Madhava Yadava Adi Bolena, and he's calling out as the villagers are rising in the morning, and just see, just imagine Mahaprabhu Sankirtan party comes down the path in the village. We can, if you chant Hare Krishna, chanting, then you can enter these pastimes. Nitya Lila. We cannot see, but these are going on. Tato mam tattvato gyata vishite tat anantaram. Vishite, you can enter into tat anantaram, that eternal lila. Tato mam tattvato gyata. When you've realized Krishna, that Krishna and Krishna's name are non-different. Vishite tat anantaram, you can enter. Of course, first we have to develop desire. And by hearing, we can awaken desire. Mukunda Madhava Yadava Hari Bolena Bolore Mahaprabhu, you just sing how easy it is. There's no need of tapasya. When Tapan Mishra, he was one Brahmin, and in East Bengal, and Goshandur Dijamani, he went there for teaching. Bangladesh, now Bangladesh, Rajshahi, he went there for teaching. And many people were coming, 3 months Mahaprabhu. That time Loki Priya left her body. That time. Separation. So Tapan Mishra, he came to Mahaprabhu and he said that Sharan Shat Tatta Kichuna Jani. I don't know the process, I don't know the goal. Sharan Shadda. The goal of life, how to achieve it, Kichuna Jani. I do not know anything. Even though already he was somewhat learned in philosophy. Mahaprabhu said that Itanam Boli Loy Mahamantra Sholonam Baitrish Apta Ei Tantra. No need of tapasya in Kali Yuga. No need of anything. Ei Tantra. This is the process. A shlok nam boli loy mahamantra. That's why we call mahamantra. Mahaprabhu, he said, is mahamantra. Sholo nam, 16 names. Vaitrish akka, 32 syllables. A tantra. This is all. 16 names, 32 syllables. This is all you need. I'm giving this for the Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga, Juga Dharma, Namera Procha. Joti lage Pita Varna, Chaitanya Avatar. Pita Varna. To give the name. And Mahaprabhu, This mukha. Michin, Prabhupada said, they're wasting their life. At night, Prabhupada said here. Sleeping. Sleeping, yes. Sleeping is mentioned 3-4 times in this purport. Sleeping in the darkness of illusion. It is the regrettable condition of people in general who are not knowing the goal of life are sleeping in the darkness of illusion. Michi nidhagelo. Michi nidhagelo. Night went and you're completely in ignorance. Michi nidhagelo. Gelorerate. Gelorerate. Night went and you're completely in ignorance. Divarsha sharira shaje. And during the day you're just maintaining the body. Did I do this in this class? How many gallons and gallons of nakel tel is? Gallons and gallons by the end of your life. How many gallons and gallons of coconut oil you've used? Right? Gallons and how many coconut trees they've pulled out just for your long hair. Divosha Sharira Shaje, all day just looking after the body. My travels in Bangladesh, I was in Bangladesh 4 years and we traveled in villages. It was a very wonderful experience. And I learned many things. Like, because in the village there's nothing to do except cook and eat. There's nothing else to do. In the city we have so many, you can drive, you can go to Lulu. Take the family, on the weekend, it's a big outing, go to Lulu, I go to the shopping mall, somewhere here and there, go to the Tree of Life, go look at the bridge. In the village, there's nothing else to do. So in the morning, they get up, and immediately you can hear they start cooking. Start cooking. That's it. They need wood. In the village means wood. And making fire and then chopping sabji. Of course, everything fresh, nothing like here, supermarket. Hypermart. Hypermart. I can Dina Pavan Bugo, he took me to the hypermart. Well, it's called hypermart because after 20 minutes you're completely hyper. I can remain about 20. I was also with Nanda Sutta people. We were going through. We said we only have an hour. I said only an hour. I can only cope for 20 minutes in those places. And so you go in, there's lights, and you walk near something, and then there's five staff. They're just standing there. They're all standing there, nothing to do. And then you walk, and you come close to the item, and you look at it, and immediately there are 5 men surround you. Yes, what can we do for you? And then there's other people saying, like this, try this, and then, everything here, all the way to the top, you got shelves all the way to the bottom. And even when you get to the checkout, you're standing there's all things for you to look at while you're waiting. And that's entertainment. People take the family for that. So in the village, there's nothing to do. So all they do is cook and eat. Cooking, of course. Bangladesh, you come and prasadam, it's 3 times you a feast. And they're cooking, and then it takes hours to cook, and then eating takes 15-20 minutes. And then enjoyment, and then after breakfast, a little rest, and then they wake up, and then let's prepare lunch. And life goes on. And why are we eating? Why are we eating? Why are we maintaining the body? Just to maintain the body? And just evacuate and eating why? What's the we're just eating to eat. Just sleeping to get up and then eat. This is no purpose. Kamashanindriya priti labho jivatiyavata. Bhagavad Dharma says that eating we just reduce to the minimum. Not that it's the purpose of life. Particularly in India, eating is very important. Very important. When you go on a journey in India, like a train journey, it says eating from the beginning to the end. So it's journey in India. Everyone's sitting and then they're coming, this one cha kaben, and this one channa kaben, one thing after another, moshala mori kaben, and then pasta kabo, and next thing, kabo. But our Bhagavatam says that actually, and people think that, in a day, how many times I can eat, then the more time, then that's successful. Right? 4 or 5 times today. The goal of life, to eat as much as you can. As much as you can, digest. That's the goal of life. And the idea of reducing eating, that's horrific to people. Why would you do such a thing? The goal of life is to eat. What other pleasure is there? It's eating. Particularly in India. I mean, Indian cuisine, of course, is the superlative in the world. But eating is a goal of life. The more you can eat. Bhagavatam says that actually we should reduce. Labho jiveta yavataha. As much as you need. Only as much as you need for survival. Not the purpose of life is to eat as much as we can. 10 o'clock at night they're sitting in a restaurant. And then in the morning they get breakfast. Jivasya tatta jigyasha. The purpose of eating and living is to be of health, of life. Jivasya tatta jigyasha is to inquire. That's the absolute truth. Na artha cheshta kamabi. There should be no other goal of our effort. Na artha cheshta kamabi. The effort of our work should not be for anything else. Mahaprabhu is singing, Emon dulab manava deho, Payaki koro pavana keho. You've received Emon dulab mano, the so rare, the mano dulab mano, Emon dulab mano deho. Paya, you've received it. Ki koro pavana keho. But what are you doing with it? Where is your consciousness? When recently I've noticed, because I've grown up from a we grew up with such a thing. Probably you've never seen a telephone with a cord, and a telephone with a cord. You ring a telephone. And what's happened in this world in the last decades, that people, you can't survive without mobile and touch phone. And I travel, I see, I was recently in Chennai. I couldn't, the departure lounge in Chennai, it's a long, you can see all the gates, they're all lined up one after another, you can see all the people. And without exception, everyone sitting waiting for the plane, without exception, they're all simply like this. That's constantly. And then they got their earphone in and the Bluetooth. So people, you get in the elevator, you think they're talking to you. They have conversation with they got the plugged in and the thing, and it's just like, you've achieved the human life, but what are you doing with your consciousness? You're filling it with such useless things. And people wake up in the morning, first thing they do, they turn on the phone to see what's coming, what messages, and that's just the beginning of the day. How many hours? The consciousness is this grammar kotha, this prajamuka, unnecessary. So this is the Emene bhajili jashoda shuddha chorane chorame pori bela aje emene emon bhajile jashoda emon na bhajile jashoda shuddha. You're not worshipping Jashoda Shuddha, the darling of Ma Jashoda. Chorame pori bela aje. At the final moment of your life, you'll be disappointed, having not utilized this human form of life for cultivating Krishna consciousness. And then Mahaprabhu, he actually, after, it's so sweet, he's attracting us. But it's not simply sentiment. Jivana aneta janahasha, tahe nana vida vipodva. Jivan anitto is temporary. Janahasa, know that the essence of this existence, Nana vidha vipod ba, is simply varieties of trouble. Nana vidha vipod. The one good thing we can say about material life is that there's variety in the suffering. You can choose. Either you can take the car, your taxi from Mayapur to Kolkata, and take a taxi, and you can eat that type of suffering. It hurts the pocket, 2,500 rupees. And then the roads, for some reason, Bengal and roads, they're two incompatible words. Even you see people repairing, but somehow, next time again, terrible. So you can have that Bipod, you can take that, or you can have the choice of the train. And you have to drag your bags on the rickshaw and across the Ganga, and then the train is late, you get in there, no place for the luggage. But at least you have a choice. Nana Vida Bipod Bar. So why try to improve the situation where it's impossible? Because Jana Hasa, no, Thakur Bhaktivinoda Singh, understand that it's going to be suffering whatever you do. No matter how much effort you put into it, you cannot avoid that suffering. Anitam ashukam lokam, anitam ashuk lok. Krishna himself says that the ashuk is a place of suffering. So in the very beginning of Gita, Krishna explains to Arjuna, don't try to improve your situation, don't try to improve it, just tolerate. Matra sparshas, shitoshna, shukuduga, now the heat is coming. Agama apayana, it comes, it goes, tan titiksha, just tolerate it. Well, we're wasting our whole life just to get ahead and improve the situation, but you cannot avoid that suffering. It will come. It's unavoidable. So don't try to avoid. Just learn to tolerate. As a result of absorption in Krishna consciousness, you cultivate happiness from within, and detach yourself from dependence on the external. Or as Lord Chandas Thakur sings, that Bishaya Chaliya Shaykh Roshe Majiya. Mukhe bolo Hari Hari. Chant Hare Krishna Shay Rosh, that Kirtan Anand, that Nam Amrit, which you can taste by Shay Rosh and Majia, by deep chanting, by attentive chanting, with devotion. Make that Nama Shraya Kori Jatana Tumi Takana Apanaka Jay. Mahaprabhu is carrying on. Nama Shraya Kori. Take shelter of the name of Hari. Shairoshe Majiya. And then as a result of tasting the Harinam Anand, which is the Brahma Shokam Tvanantam, where the more we chant, the more sweet it becomes. Brahma Shokam Tvanantam, it doesn't end. The more we chant, the sweeter, the more we want to chant. Have you had the experience? I hope, I pray, if I can help you have that experience. When you finish the round, you don't want to stop. Not that we're just counting down, 5 rounds left. Usually we start in the morning, we start 1 round, 2 rounds, 3 rounds, and then 8 rounds, and then we get 9, then we get to 10 rounds. We're counting up, 8, 9, 10, we get to 10, and then we start counting 6 left. 6 left, 5 left. We're just waiting to finish. And every round we're thinking, I'm started, I'm about halfway through, 3/4 of the way through, getting close to the end. Because it's bitter. But we have to take the medicine. The Nam Amrit, Enechi Oshad, Maya, Nashi Badolage. I bought the medicine. Harina Mamahamanta Lao Tumi Mage. This is the only medicine. You have to chant properly, with attention. Someone asked me the other night, Prabhu, chanting and driving? I said, well, not with me as a passenger. I'll take a taxi. Because how can you do that? That means chanting for you is such an unimportant thing that you just do it on the side. How can you enter into the taste? You're driving and it's rolling off the rounds. It's not. Where is the hearing? Where is the depth? Not that on occasion there may be some emergency, some service, but not that becomes the habit. Sometimes where we're chanting, we never hear anything. We never hear anything. And we're going round after round. The mind is just racing around. Mukhe bolo hariya, shevra shema jiya, then bishaya chariya. You spit at the sense pleasure. You spit, vishaya chariya. Because you're getting something which is unlimitedly more enjoyable. So this the people don't know. They don't know this. How easy Mahaprabhu is making the process of Krishna consciousness. How easy. He wants us to become Krishna conscious. I remember we're discussing this Atul Udhoy Kirtan. Mahaprabhu, he gets up and he goes out. You cannot just let them waste that life, that human life. So easy. Mukhe bolo hari, you can chant the name. It's so easy for you to chant the name. It's such an easy thing to join the kirtan, to dance. The Kevala Ananda Kanda. So this treasure, the Golokera Prem Dan, Harinam Shankirtan, the Golokera Prem Dan, the wealth of the spiritual world, Harinam Shankirtan. This is the real treasure. That's such a simple thing. And regardless of your qualification or disqualification, you are eligible because Mahaprabhu wants to give. So easy to accept. He wants to give. He wants to give. He's going out and calling out, Jeev Jago, Jeev Jago, Gaura Chandra Bole. He's calling out, wake up. Ami bina bandhu aroke ache tomana, tomare loite ami hoinu avatara, tomare loite, to retrieve you. Tomare loite ami hoinu avatar. I have come to retrieve you. Tomare loite ami hoinu avatar. Ami bina bandhu aro ke ache tomar. Besides me, what friend do you have? He wants us to chant. He wants to give. So how easy is it for us to take? He wants to give. So if you take, then it's so easy to take. He's giving. So we should take the holy name. Nama Shraya Tumi Jatanat. Nama Shraya Kori Jatana Tumi. Make that Takana Apana Kaje. This should be the main objective of life. Nama Shraya Kori. We have the chance. We have everything. Prabhupada has given us everything. He's given us the hearing, the books, the philosophy. You can read so many books. Absorb yourself in the Krishna Katha, the Sadhu Sangha. There's so many devotees, so many engagements. You can serve this, help the prasadam, distribute prasadam, prepare prasadam, clean the temple. Sadhu Sangha, liberated Vaishnavas, who we can become their servant. They can initiate us. This facility is special. You may not get again. If you just think, then you may not get again. So Mahat Sevam Dwaram Ahovi Mukte. The doorway, we're there. The door is open for us. The door is open. This life, we can fully revive our Krishna consciousness. If we don't take that opportunity, or maybe a few lives, here and there we become some impersonalist or some other the religion. Before again we hear the holy name. Again, some come so close. So carry on. Just carry on. Make it get serious. Namashraya Kori Jatana Tumitakana Panaka. Take serious shelter of the holy name. Make your japa the main part of your day. most important part of your day. And when that becomes a habit, then you can become attached to chanting the holy name, perfection of life. Mahaprabhu wants that energy. He's brought it on energy. Oh, short. Maya nashi badalaga. I bought the medicine. Just take. But what to speak of? What to speak of the one who takes on the mission of Mahaprabhu? Then how dear does he become? Macha tashman manushe shukashtik me priyakritam. Priyakritam, the most dear. Bhavatana chametashat anya priyata raghuvi. Where is the other who is dear? The one who takes on the mission of Mahaprabhu and tries to awaken them, just like he personally. There's no other avatar who does it like this, except sannyas, austerity, tapasya, gives up family. Shachimata, Vishnupriya, gives them up to travel on foot, alone, Dakshin Bharat, South India, delivering, North India, Prakasanandasa, Rup Sanatan, Bhattacharya. He personally accepts sannyas, renounced life, sleeps on the ground to distribute. So he or she who takes on this mission, let me become a distributor. They become the dearest. That person guaranteed to get the shelter of Krishna, Mahaprabhu's mercy. You become a preacher, distribute Krishna consciousness. You don't have to be big fancy lectures, slokas, sannyas. No, it's not necessary. When Mahaprabhu visited Vishakhapatnam, Kurmakshetra, there was one householder Brahmin, and he was entangled in household life. And he said to Mahaprabhu, I'm suffering. Vishaya Taranga, the ocean of entanglement in household life. I want to go with you. Mahaprabhu said, don't talk like this. Jari dekha, tarikaha, Krishna upadesh, amara gai guru hoy, tara ei desh. Where you are, at home. You don't need to come, you don't have to give up anything. At home, jari dekha, tarikaha, Krishna upadesh. You give them Prabhupada's books. You tell them about Krishna consciousness. You give them prasadam. You tell them the holy name. It is easy. It is simple. Amaradai Guru Hoy Tara E Desh. This is Mahaprabhu's mission. Everyone becomes a distributor of the holy name. Kabuna Barite Bishai Taranga. Mahaprabhu said, if you do like this, then your household life will not bewilder you. Kabuna Barite Bishai Taranga. And certainly at this place in your home, I will be with you. So these are some thoughts we shared after on the discussion of this verse of Srimad Bhagavatam and Devahuti's compassion for the conditioned souls. The general feeling of the Vaishnava, of the Lord, is that he should awaken them. Hare Krishna. Is there any question? Absorption in the holy name. Ananda chintayan domam. Ananda chinta. Not thinking of anything else. The Nam Bhajan means hearing. Means hearing. We have to hear. Actually, that's why we use beads. I see so many the devotees they think beads are for counting. But beads are to help us absorb control the mind. The bead. So you touch the bead, you feel the bead, and you hear. You feel the bead. Your mind, you focus your mind on the touch of the bead, and the mind is controlled. And every bead you feel, and you hear, and you practice. Abhyas jog. Practice hearing, absorbing the mind. You have to practice. You cannot do anything else when you're doing that. And then there's no end to the depth of holy name. One enters, one experiences the Namamrit, the purification, the presence of the Lord. Yatra gayanti madhvakta tatra tishtami narada Where my devotee is chanting my glories, Tatra Tishtami, Narada, I appear there. We have the Lord. Hari, He becomes. Aminabandhu Ado, Kegachi, He becomes, He's there. We feel His presence in the heart, in the name. We take and we distribute. If you have to have, and then you distribute. It's for us. So it's a science. One has to put time. Not that that we grab the japa mala just alongside of so many other things, going here and there, a few rounds here, a few rounds there. No, 1 hour, 1.5 hours. That's not too much out of 24. And you say, oh, Babu, busy. Then you're an intelligent man. You'll make it so that you can spend an hour or absorb japa. If you're determined, of course you can do it. No excuse. Eat less. Wake up early. Don't eat so much at night. You'll wake up at 3, 4 o'clock. You'll feel fresh. 2 hours of japa. What that would do to your consciousness? 2 hours. You do 16 rounds in the morning. How quickly you would advance. How you would become liberated from the suffering of this world. Nothing would. Even in the difficult, Guru Napi, a very calamity. Yasmin stito, one is not disturbed. Na dukkena, Guru Napi vichalyate. Even in a very major calamity. Na dukkena. And because the whole name, nothing can disturb you. This is what human life is meant for. Abba was given such an easy process. Lecture Jawan class, all can take to it. What to speak of those who are born in the holy land of Bharat. Any other question? Thank you, sir.
You mentioned about Atul's only holy name. Sometimes we do hear that philosophy, without hearing the philosophy, becomes more sentimental. What is your thoughts on that?
Yeah, of course. We just had class full of philosophy. We read the books, understand Krishna Tattva, Jai Krishna Tattva Veda Shai Guru Hoy. You understand the philosophy, the science of Krishna Bhakti, Jai Krishna Tattva Veda Shai Guru Hoy. You can teach to others. You can remove all of their misconceptions, all of their false understandings by the Shastric wisdom, Shastric Gyan. So we need a philosophy, particularly for preaching. Thank you. Pradakshana Bhagavatam ki jai, Shira Prabhupada ki jai, Samaveda Guru Bhakta Vindi, Balaram Desh, respect.